Let me show you this. It was dropped off on Tuesday. Come in, and it'd been plonked outside the gate. But I am in it, so there's me up there. Look, there's the auction owner. I'm there counting all the money. And then we've got bloke on the rostrum. There's your rostrum. Workshop cat. Bloke bidding there. Old Billy Big there. Bidding with his dog shit. Now, before we get into today's video, let me quickly talk to you about our latest raffle that we've launched, the first ever raffle of the Car UK channel, where you can win this stunning 1993 Rover Mini Cooper 1.3 injection. Showing just 59,000 miles, the car has service history, MOT, and is ready to go. In fact, we've been making some improvements to it over the last few weeks to make it even smarter. This iconic car can be yours by simply entering the Car UK raffle for as little as just £2 per ticket. There's also an alternative prize as well, which is this 1991 K10 NISSAN MICRA, a car that changed the way small cars were looked at in the 1980s with its superb reliability. This example's done 78,000 miles, a really nice practical classic, and also comes with £1,000 cash as well, which I'll put in the glove box for you as an additional prize as well. So your options are the stunning Rover Mini Cooper or the practical K10 NISSAN MICRA with £1,000 cash. And if you don't want either of the two cars, don't worry, because there's also a cash alternative prize of £3,000 to be won as well. There's also sub prizes, including diagnostic machines and jump packs to be won. So there's loads of good reasons to be getting involved from as little as £2. Now, we're going to be using a company called Raffle to host the draw for us. It's independently ran and gives you guaranteed prizes as well. And this is a guaranteed prize draw. If you enter and win, you will win prizes. There is no minimum ticket sales or anything like that. These prizes will be won. We're also going to be helping out charity on the back of this as well. Money from this draw will be going to charity, which you guys of the Car UK channel viewers will be deciding which charities will benefit. Now, to get hold of your tickets, you can click on the link description. That will take you over to the raffle page, and you can buy your tickets from as little as £2. But if you want to spend a bit more, there's bundle offers to take advantage of. The bundle offers mean that you can get extra free tickets. So, for instance, if you buy 5 tickets, you'll get an additional 10 tickets free. But buy 20 tickets, and you'll get an additional 100 free tickets. And remember, the free tickets are worth just as much in value as a paid ticket and gives you more chances of winning those prizes. So to get involved in the first ever Car UK raffle, simply click on the link description button below. It'll take you over to the raffle website, purchase your tickets from as little as £2 and get involved today. Evening all, welcome back to the Car UK channel, and you join me here at the Car Pitch, where dealing cars under £5,000, the budget end of the market. So what has the last week, 10 days been like since the last update? Well, again, still busy, really busy in fact. We've been selling cars, and also of course we've been replacing them in the auctions, bought quite a number of vehicles, including some things actually in the last few days which you wouldn't usually associate me with buying. So let me show you what crazy things I've been buying this week. Okay, beautiful day on the pitch, lovely and sunny. Let's start off first, before we get into the sold stuff, because we have sold quite a lot of stuff, and we've got a lot of vehicles we've brought in as well, but most of them are just the average sort of stuff you expect me to buy. But let me talk to you about the stuff that you don't expect me to be buying. A couple of elephants in the room. We'll start off with Range Rover. I've actually got 2 of these. So 2 3-litre Range Rovers. We went to Motor Auctions Group the other day. If you haven't checked out that video, you can check it out here or on the end screen. We went to buy some vehicles for myself and somebody else, and we came away with 2 vehicles on the day, identical Range Rover Sports. This one here, which is the nicer of the 2, and one which is over there. I'll show you a picture of it here now, which was actually about half the price. And arguably could be said was probably a more better value, but it does need a little bit more money spending on it. So it will be probably as good as this when we've done it, but just say wants a little bit more money spending on it. This one's a really nice one. This is a Range Rover Sport. This is obviously a 3-litre on a 62. Has the later SDV6 engine in, which only ran for about a year on this shape, and then they took it into the new engine. So it's a lot more economical, although it's closely based on the same engine they were using prior to that. This one was about 4,800 quid, if I remember rightly, which actually was about twice as much as the one over there. But like I said, that one needs a bit more work. But it's a really nice example. It does drive really well. It's only got about 80,000 miles. That's probably why it's made that much money. That one, the other one, did about 100,000 miles, just over. So when they get below 100,000, the Range Rovers, they just seem to command a lot more money, because you don't see many of them at this sort of age with lower mileage on. Now, why have I been buying a 3-litre Range Rover? Well, all be revealed later on, but quickly show you inside. It's very nice. It's a command shift model as well. Actually really clean. I said it does drive exceptionally well, done 81,000 miles. And little things like the suspension works, which is always a bonus on these. And things like, this model had it, the electronic tailgate. Hopefully should work. Look at that there, because if they go wrong, they're really expensive. So yeah, it's a good one. That's a nice car. I say we've got 2 of these as well. So I'll show you the other one just now. Here we are. This is the other one. And this one's a little bit scruffier. So those who watched the auction video would have seen it. Wheels want redoing, but they'll look as good as those ones when they're done. Side steps, probably just remove them or replace them. And a little bits of paint on around it, sort of little nitpicks. But overall, it will actually make a car. And it'll actually probably end up as good looking as good as the other one we've just seen. Slightly different this one. This is standard auto. Black leather, which I prefer. And it drives just as well. So it was half the price. Can't complain. Now these are not great things to be selling. Along with things like this as well, which I don't get involved in usually, but this had to be bought, which is a Mitsubishi L200. This is got all the big knobbly wheels on. Only done 42,000 miles this is done. Automatic. And they're just, well, they're just superb things, this one. This is really clean, which is a bit buried, you can't really tell. But yeah, another purchase this week, which is not my usual sort of bag, really. These Land Rovers and big 4x4 stuff like that. Now the simple reason I've been buying those Range Rovers and that L200 is actually for a customer of mine, well 2 customers in general, but one of them who's bought these 3 and they have basically purchased them off me, so I buy them on their behalf, or in the case of the L200, that's something that I actually got in and then sold on to them, so I actually found that vehicle for them. So I wouldn't really retail stuff like that, and the simple reason is, well, the obvious one on my Land Rovers, they're not that reliable, so I wouldn't really be looking to retail something like that. Even if I got it at really good, decent money, I was just trying to trade it on to somebody else. If someone else wants to sell them, that's fine, that's up to them, but it's not really what we get involved with here. We're dealing stuff, well, a bit like this. Bread and butter cars, C1s, Igos, Focuses, Corsas. That's what we like here, to be honest. You might call them dull, but at the end of the day, they are cheap run-around cars, reliable, don't give you headaches, and just really good sellers, even still. So what's the point in getting involved in big lumpy stuff like this that could go wrong on you? Something goes wrong on that engine-wise, it's going to cost you thousands. Engine went wrong in that, which I've never actually seen one go wrong, but if it did, probably get an engine for about 150 quid. So it's a bit of a no-brainer to me which one has got probably more risk for reward, but still reward. So I'll just keep to the easy stuff. So these are both sold. I've actually sold this one today as well. Sold the C-Max as well, so I'll talk to you about that in a minute, because that's been an odd one, that one. We've also been getting new ones in as well, so I've just got another 107 that's just landed yesterday, an 11 plate, it's done 97. Tell me that's a girly colour or not. I had a chap in today looking at this one, it landed on the blue one, and he went for the blue one because he said that's a girly colour. I don't know, I didn't know if it was girly or not. Maybe it is. But it wants brightening up, it wants cleaning with a little bits, but I don't know, I didn't think it was a girly colour. Anyway, fresh from the auction that, so we'll get that cleaned up next week. But something else actually I bought, based on the Igos, because we've been selling these for, well, since we've been here, and our best sellers, the Igo C1s, 107s, 108s and C1 Mark IIs and Igo Mark IIs. We sold a few of them before Christmas, haven't got any more in since, I've been struggling. And then this one arrived, which is another thing that I usually wouldn't buy, and it's because of the roof. i.e. it's got convertible or soft top roof. So this is a C1 Mark II, which I've been, you know, I'll buy these all the time now. The good sellers, we're just as good as the Mark I versions, so the 107s and stuff, or 108s you'd call them. But this is the first ragtop one I've ever come across, and I've actually got this at half decent money. The obvious thing being that the roof, as you can see, is bloody horrible. So originally it's supposed to be like a pinky red colour, and it's gone a bit shit, to be fair, or gone horrible, and it wants redoing. So the guy came in, he wanted to sell it me, and I was like, ugh, the car's lovely, as in the bodywork, the rest of it's fine. I just preferred if it was a hard top, to be honest, but I need to do something with the roof, and I've never done anything with the roof. The easiest thing is, like, do you buy one, just buy a roof and just bolt them in, you know, and is it that difficult? I don't think that's really an option. So the next option is you basically re-dye them, and I did a bit of research on it, and actually decided that, you know what, I think we can do the roof. I think we can sort it. You know, it's only upholstery dye. I'm sure even if we can't do it, we can find someone to do it, and we've got it at a decent enough money that we can get the roof sorted, make it look like new again, and keep it in budget, what we want it to make, and get the margin out of it we need. Other than that, it's literally like just a little bit of a touching that needs there doing. You know, that's really it. The rest of the bodywork for the age, it's done 80,000 miles, is actually quite decent. And the best part of it, because they do 2 engines in these, the 1 litres, which is the almost identical engines you get in the 107s, 108s. It's got a few more brake horsepower because it's a bit heavier car, but it's got that same reliability. It's 95% the same engine. It will not go wrong on you. So it's got the same 1 litre. Anyone who knows that iGo sound or C1 sound, see what I mean? Exactly the same. Good engines. And they also do the 1.2 engine, which is a lot quicker. PureTech engine, which is horrendous, and you should avoid like the plague. Don't buy them. Wet belts, terrible. We don't buy those ones, which is a shame really, because about, I'd say 65% of them are got the 1.2 engine unit in rather than the 1 litre. But this one, luckily, got the 1 litre and a roof, 5 doors as well. So I think once we've got the roof done, and I know it's a bit hard to see, but here's the die kit I'm going to try on it first. I'm going to clean it all off and give this die kit a go off the internet. I think when we've got it done, we'll make a car out of that on a 64 plate. I don't think we'll struggle to sell that. I think that's probably going to be somewhere around the 3895 mark, 4 grand maybe 4 grand. I don't know, I haven't priced it up yet, but I've got it at enough money to warrant having the roof fixed. And if I can't do it and it turns out it was a hash job, I'll just pay a professional to have it done properly. If I can't make it look half decent, I've got a bit of faith in myself to do it. We'll see how it comes out like. But it'd be nice to, I think, to have a go at a ragtop one and just see what the market's like. You've got to learn on these things, because this sits around for ages because everyone goes, oh, it's convertible, it leaks, or it might leak or whatever. But I know in the future that, you know, just stick to the hard tops. You've got to try new vehicles now and then, because ultimately you can't keep on selling the same cars forever. You've got to adapt. Right, a couple of sold cars have been with me for actually quite a while, and they've amazed me actually. They've been with us for that long. First one, C-Max. We did have a lot of interest in this over the last few months, but it just never ever got it quite over the line. But today we had a chap who came actually quite far, a nice chap, a doctor actually, and he came and actually took it for a drive and said, yeah, it's for me, I'll have it. He wants a car again. He hasn't been driving for a while, and he just wants something to get him from A to B and move the family in, and it's ideal. So we're going to get that sorted for him. He wants a little bit of tidying up, because it's been, well, to be honest, last week or so we've been so busy I have neglected the front a little bit. So yeah, he's all past that, and obviously we'll know we'll get it right for him. And it does drive actually really nice. These well, they're basically Mark II Focuses they're based on. They are, sorry, Mark III Focuses, not Mark II, sorry. They're based on Mark III Focus. They are really good quality drive. And obviously this is just a lift-up platform with a higher roof, the C-Max, but it's on the same platform. So we're going to get that boxed off for him and delivered down to him. And then the other car we sold, which I've just pulled out over here out the way, which has been with me for ages as well, is a Panda. This little 1.2 Panda, 15 plate Panda, had it up for 3.5 grand, and I had very little interest in it. But then in the week, lady came on, she wasn't messing about, she decided to get rid of her, I think it's a Skoda Roomster Scout, be a diesel. She's had it a while, she doesn't think she's going to go for another MOT. She decided to get something else, plus this is cheaper to tax, 35 quid a year, same boxy car, ideal. So she decided to have the Panda, which is good news, because I was getting a bit disappointed with this one, because you see, I'm not saying Pandas are good sellers, as in like they fly out. They don't fly out, but they don't usually take as long as this one has to sell. And I was going around it thinking, was actually something wrong with it? I mean, you could argue the colour. We used to call that sort of doomy blue colour. I don't think it's that bad. I don't know. Mileage is only 90,000, but it is 15 plate, and it was priced right at 3.5 grand. It wasn't a day car, you know. So I don't know. It's one of those things. Some cars, you just can't explain why they sit around for so long. I mean, a classic example would be, which still has had hardly any interest. I need to drag this out, reprice it, reposition it, repicture it all, and go again with it. Is my little Suzuki Celerio. I say I had one of these prior to this one, flew out, and I had so many inquiries on it. People gutted it, went out, and it was a categorised car as well. I think it was Cat D or something. Flew out the door. This one, HPI clear, a couple of £100 more, no interest. It's just on a 17 plate as well. So it was, yeah, strange one that, because I say that's like 3,600 quid. I think I've got it up for, or maybe a touch more than that. But I mean, 3,600 quid would buy it, and yeah, that's not going. It's just not shifting at all, which is really odd. Other rivals and stuff we're working on. i10, this arrived the other day, really clean little i10. Just shoved that off for 23.95. It's done about 100. I think it's just done about 102, 103, if I remember rightly. But it's a really clean car. So we've just literally got that landed, and we sell these all the time, the i10s. They are really good news, cheap to tax. So that one's just come in. Cool, so that sold last week. We're going to get on with that shortly. get that prepped and get it ready for the customers collecting that in a week or so's time. McGann, that is parked up because that's also sold. Took the mirror caps off it because they got a little bit of black appeal on them, pearlescent black appeal. So we're going to get them done. We've also got some new number plates that have arrived for it as well. Whack them on. Yeah, and that's it really. I need to get the wheels done on it. They need sorting. But I'm going to get the paint mirrors back first, get it in the workshop, do all the prep, and then we can park it in the old wheel corner where the Duke is now. And then we'll get that back, you know, back on axle stands, and then we'll get the wheels off, get them redone, and then yeah, get it out to the customer again. That's another one we're working on. Focus, we need to finish that off next week, the automatic Focus. Duke is now back. This has had the wheels done, so this needs now going to the paint shop because it's got a little bit of a scuff down here and a bit of a chip. Bear in mind this was a category D car we sold, probably the cheapest Duke we've ever sold. Usually these float around about the 3,800 quid mark, diesels 80,000 miles on, but this one sold for about 28.95, so it's priced accordingly. And it's just had a bit of a, well, I can tell from my expert eyes, from doing this job for a long time, it has had a damage here. Probably that's where the categorisation was, and it's been repainted. It's actually a very good paint job, but someone then caught it again since, and then just obviously chipped it. So, or maybe it was original. Maybe that bit was the original, and they've painted that bit, and they've just left it. Who knows? But I've ordered 2 new arches for it, because you can get these brand new off eBay, or Nissan or whatever. Wheels, they have been also been powder coated. They're a bit dirty, but they have been redone, so they're all looking well now. Just want the tyres, well, what's cleaning, and the wheels redressing to make them look nice. But customer wanted them black, so we've gone with black wheels. Never a fan of black wheels, but see, here's a better one here. See, look at that, like a piece of glass. See, you know what I mean about the arches as well. This one's all cut, so I'm just going to order 2 new ones to smarten it up. And that's really it with that one. We get it all buffed up, cleaned up. What else needs doing to it? Service, just little things like that. We'll go on the ramp, make a car out of it. Cheapest Duke we've ever sold. Car that lasted as well, about a day on sale. Well, didn't even really get on sale. I just did a little video on it when it came in on Facebook saying it arrived. Any interest, come and buy it. It was this little Ibiza, little 1.4 petrol Ibiza. Sorry, not 1.4, 1.2 petrol Ibiza. Let me show you it, all crammed in. Literally just plonked it here, and then someone came on. We had 2 people come on. First people came, looked at it, took pictures of it. We're going to go show their daughter, and then a chap came down with his son, and they were straight on it, in it, and bought it. So yeah, that's another little gem. I wish I could get more of these Ibizas. With this bloody traffic going out the way, I wish I could get more of them. They're just such good sellers. I think they're better than the Polos. I think they look nicer than the Polos. They're generally a bit cheaper than an equivalent Polo, but it's the same platform, it's the same engines. So yeah, it's a nice thing that. I've ordered some different trims. I didn't think the trims were that bad on that. That's, by the way, they're standard factory trims. Most of these did have alloys on, but this is a 1.2 base model, so it's yeah, it didn't have alloys. But my lads who work here said, oh no, they're horrible. Right, just had some people on the pitch, so I took a break from filming for a few minutes. Good news as well, sold another car. Saturdays looking really good. Let's show you what I've just sold. Sold the KA, sold the Ford KA. Came on, loved it, straight away put a deposit down on it. So that's another one bagged. Really pleased with this. Well, I've got to put a clutch in it, what would you believe? I seem to put clutches and everything at the moment. Get the old signs out now. Yeah, that's it, rip it out, get it ripped out. Sold, job done. So, another sale under the belt. That's another one that's going to have to be sorted out over the next week or so. It's turned into a really decent day, to be fair. And after that, I had another customer on who's been with us, well, been buying cars off us since we opened, really. He's had 2 offers, and he's just brought someone else on. And they've just had a look at this 107 because they're after, well, the 107 iGo C1, like most people are, to be honest, at the moment, because they know what they are. They know they're reliable. They know they're cheap to run. And at the moment, when cost of living and things are tight, a car that actually drives really nice and is reliable and cheap to run ain't a bad prospect. Unfortunately, I just wish I hadn't seen it like this, because at the moment it doesn't look very clean. It wants all the alloys cleaning up because they're all covered in brake dust, and there's bits of trim on the front that want redoing, and there's bloody bits from the auction still on the window. But hopefully they can see past that and see that we'll make it a car, make it right for them. So they're going to have a way and think about that. Hopefully we get that cleaned up in the week and I can put some pictures on, and maybe, who knows, I might come back and buy it. If not, I'm sure someone else will, because we don't struggle to sell them things. Workshop we've got going on in here. Well, let me tell you, 207, that's another sold car. I completely forgot about this. This was a car we sold on Thursday. I think we sold this, just gone. We had a chap who rang me up night before. He was interested in a cheap run around, needs a car sooner rather than later. And so I gave him a few suggestions. Wanted something lower mileage. Wasn't that bothered about the age, just wanted something in budget, lower mileage. So we basically was a toss up between this 207 and the Blue Clear, which had done 37,000 miles. In the end, went for the 207. I think he preferred it was a bit bigger. This is the 1.4 petrol TU engine. And guess what we're doing to it? Yes, you've worked it out already. It's having a clutch in it. Seems to be all we ever do is put clutches in cars. So that's it's just gone back in now. We've put new clutch in, new gearbox seals as well. The crank seals, they've all been done whilst it was out. I've also got a new battery for it, because the battery, I think it's on its last legs, to be honest. The battery, it's going in economy mode a few times, so we'll just put a new battery on for the sake of it. We'll not mess around, put it on. This one is the clutch actually, it's come out. It's not as bad as we thought. It's a bit high, but it's a bit, I think it might have not been fitted very well. And it was leaking oil behind the crank seal as well, so it was a bit contaminated as well. But you can just see it's worn a bit uneven. But the pedal was really high, and in fact that side is really worn down and that side isn't. So yeah, whatever, it's knackered really. And obviously with the leaking crank oil seal, that would have just got worse anyhow. So main thing's just to do it. And do you know how much the clutch was for this? I think we bought it from our local factors. It was a LUK clutch. It was 37 quid. 37 quid. I haven't bought a clutch that cheap in years. There we are. Cheap little car for someone. 50 odd thou on it. So I've got to do a few little things just tidy it up, but it's got the makings of a really honest little car with years of life left in it for £2.5 grand. So we'll get that finished off and then just mint it up and get it out to him. I think he's coming for that midweek, so we are a bit under the cosh for that one. But once we put clutch in, I don't think there's going to be much else to really sit wrong with it. We need to sort out. It just wants servicing and just the general PDI, brakes and stuff like that. i10, what's this in for? Yes, you've guessed it. Clutch, obviously. They needed a clutch. This generally did need a clutch. It was a bit heavy. I wasn't too sure at first when I first drove it. I just thought that it might want it adjusting. It wasn't feeling quite right. And don't get me wrong, on these the i10s, the clutches are not the most sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Modern. They're not like soft on these. They do have a degree of sort of little bit of ropiness to them, and compared to hydraulic clutches, because they run cable systems. The iGos are the same. You get in something like this or an iGo, because the cable clutches, it's quite old-fashioned. They're not as smooth, is the word I'm looking for, as a hydraulic system like you'd have in a Corsa, for example. But there are some benefits to having a cable clutch. You can adjust them, which is always handy. But this one was just gone. It was really heavy. It's far too heavy. They're heavy-ish anyway on the i10s. Even when you put brand new ones in, they're a little bit heavy because of that cable clutch. I say they're not that smooth, but they should not be like trying to break your foot. And that's what this one was doing, and it wasn't getting any better. So we decided just to get the clutch out. It was a good call in the end, because it was all the fingers on the clutch itself actually were just all rusty and horrible and seizing up, and they were fatigued. It was going to fail, and the worst thing that could happen is we put the car out and it goes wrong, because this is going quite far. Chap's coming for this on Wednesday. I think it's going down to the southwest or somewhere. It's going some distance. So I don't want it to fail on him. One, from a warranty perspective, because that's not good news, and a reputational standard as well. It's just not. I don't want that to happen. I don't want the customer having problems. I want it to have, some longevity to it. Obviously, you've got to put a bit of effort in. You've got to have a, regular servicing. You've got to maintain it, but it's got to be mechanically right when it goes out, obviously. So we're just going to do the clutch. It's a pain in the arse doing all these clutches. It takes up a lot of time, but it just comes with the job, I'm afraid. It's just one of those things, and we've just had a run of them. We do the couple a month usually. I think we've done probably 4 or 5 in the last 10 days, and probably got that again to do outside as well. So it's just unfortunate. Anyway, that's going to get finished off Monday, off to MOT, get done, dusted, cleaned all up, because we want spinning it out of it. Would have made it all mucky, but it will clean up, and it's very, very clean on the bodywork. It's just dirty. And we had it all painted, all the handles are peeling, and all the mirrors are peeling. And we just had them all done, and it's just little bits like that that's made that car look really smart. Back bumper as well, we're down there, we had done. Made it look really smart. And just give it a new lease of life. Put belts on it, serviced it, everything. Tyres are all decent. Cheap car, 20 quid to run. If you can run that and get 3 or 4 years out of it for a couple of grand, by modern motoring terms, that is a good little return on investment. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. Right, let me show you inside the office, because I've actually had the other day something dropped off by someone. A little present. Let me show you what he dropped me off. Let me show you this. It was dropped off on Tuesday. Come in. and it'd been plonked outside the gate. A little, well, it's a little, it's a big picture of a car auction scene. It's a puzzle that someone has put together for me, and I'm glad they put it together because I am useless at puzzles. It would have been, well, it'd have been dead time I'd have got this all put together. I'm no good at puzzles. But it's obviously of a car auction, you see, all vehicles sold at sea. And it's quite fitting for me because I used to run a car auction, and yeah, I love it. And so thank you, who dropped it off. I think the chap's name was Tim, so I'm going to have to ring him and say thank you because I keep forgetting. He said it's a really nice gesture, and I put it straight on the wall. I actually love it, and it's just full of little detail. I mean, in fairness, my auction, we weren't selling old 850 Morris Minis, and we definitely weren't selling. Is that a Zephyr? Is that a Zephyr? I don't know. Might be a Cortina. Someone will tell me. Let me know in the comments what that Ford is. But I am in it, so there's me up there. Look, there's the auction owner. I'm there counting all the money, and then we've got bloke on the rostrum. There's your rostrum, workshop cat. Bloke bidding there, old Billy Big Bollocks there, bidding with his dog, Shep. Just loads of little detail in it, I love it. Yeah, nice touch, thanks so much. Yeah, so it's been a decent old week, and it's actually been a really decent Saturday as well. Just seeing the rear view camera mirror here, this sign is just there. Everyone keeps asking, arriving Tuesday. Tuesday's coming, got a date for fitting, I've got my new sign up, so I'm going to look even smarter. But anyway, next week, we are going to have to go back to some auctions, so definitely some content coming there, because I need cars, because although we've sold quite a lot of vehicles, we are needing to replace them as well, so we're definitely going to need to go out and get some, well, particularly smaller cars at the moment, we seem to be doing well with, and to be honest with you, they're usually a lot easier to deal with, particularly things like Fiestas, Corsas to a degree, some of them can throw for issues. We're saying obviously the Igos and C1s, obviously, little things like that. So we're going to try and keep to that sort of stuff for the moment. Although saying that, I have bought a vehicle, which I'm going to do a video on tomorrow. So not a car that I always recommend, to be honest, to sell. No, it's not an EcoBoost or a PureTech. It's something that I have in the past said that you need to be very careful in buying them. And in fact, I may even mention once or twice you shouldn't really buy them, particularly from auctions. But this one I have not bought from auctions. I've actually bought this car in question from someone I know, so I know it's all right. So I'm going to give it a go at selling this particular MPV, which I'll do a video on tomorrow, and you'll probably see later on in the week, and you can let me know your thoughts on that. Other things I need to be getting on with as well in the background, well, the Skoda, I'll show you that one there, the Fabia. Keep forgetting to sort that out, a little automatic Skoda. Looks well at the moment, but I know it's got a leak in the back there I need to fix, so we need to make some time to get that in. Now we've got the KA sold, I can work on me 500, which is over there, which also, yes, you got it right, needs a clutch. So we need to get that on. I have basically restricted myself from buying KAs and 500s until I got those two sorted. So I can go out and buy a 500 again now if I wanted to, or a KA, because I've got rid of one. That's my theory. But yeah, the point being, otherwise, if you just end up with too much stuff lying around and that dead corner never gets emptied. Although, in fairness, I know it doesn't look like it, half the stuff has actually gone out of dead corner, and in fact, all the stuff in dead corner, bar two cars from the opposite side, have gone as well. I think I've only got a Chevrolet left, which I need an engine for, and a Mariva, which I keep forgetting to do a video on that. That is the car which an old boy part X'd in with me and absolutely kicked me square in the bollocks. Proper had me over. And in fact, do you know what? Fair play to him. He's about 80 years old. He's proper done me up like a kipper on that one. I now need to fix it just to get, well, into an auction where I'm probably going to blow some money on it as well. So yeah, proper full-on kick you while you're down treatment. But I'll do a video on that because it's actually quite funny. And I'll have to show you what's actually wrong with it and where I've sort of fell foul buying it from him. Well, I didn't buy it from him. I took it in part exchange. But anyway, that's the video I'll probably do tomorrow as well for you. Also as well, next week, going to get the Mini in as well. Going to do some work on that. 3 little bits I want to finish off on it. It's like little bits of trim bits that I'm going to change and replace, and obviously going to need to service it and just check it underneath and go through all the motions and etc. I probably need to MOT it as well, actually. I need to look into that side of it. So there'll be other work on that we need to do, because that is being drawn on the 17th of March as well. I've been looking on that as well for the draw, about the charities. We've already discussed that, about what we're going to be doing. We've obviously nominated Cancer Research, which won the poll, but we're also going to be supporting a local charity. I am in a toss-up between 2 local ones, which I'll do an update on next week, to be fair, announce that one. So we'll help out a couple of charities on the back of that. And I'm also, as well, I'm not going to give any clues away, also working on the next vehicle as well that's going to be going up, hopefully for a raffle, which is probably going to be Easter time, April, somewhere around there, once you've concluded obviously this first one. And if you've not checked that out, there's a link in the description where you can find the raffle. It's £2 to get involved, and some bundle offers as well, so you can get lots of free tickets. And there'll be money as well going to charity on the back of that, supporting those 2 charities, which I'll talk to you more about next week. Anyway, thanks for watching this one, chaps. I appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.